One of the biggest things that you can do to support your immune system is to eat organic food. And one of the reasons is that we have been exposed to so much of something called GMO, genetically modified organism. And what that is that they genetically modify our food so it can handle more pesticides. And the pesticide is glyphosate, or another name for it is Roundup. And what they've seen is that glyphosates literally kind of destroys your gut. Yeah, you have in the gut, you have something called tight junctions, and that is what controls what kind of foods, what kind of nutrients, what kind of bacteria, what substance are supposed to leave the gut and enter into the bloodstream. And so that is kind of like if you look upon it as a border control of a country. You know, if you don't have tight borders, then anything can come in and that can create havoc, throughout the country in itself. So these borders are important in order to be able to regulate what is coming into the bloodstream and what is not. And in regards to the immune system has to react to everything that is entering to the bloodstream that's foreign. So if we don't have any checks and balances, if we don't have any borders, we're then going to overwhelm the immune system, just like you would overwhelm the police if we don't have good borders, because anyone and everybody can then enter into the country, and that will put a huge amount of burden on the police, and which would make them much more ineffective in their normal duties. So it'll be the same with the immune system. So does this only happen in the gut when you're eating GMO food? What they've seen, it actually happens in every tissue. So it doesn't just take place in the gut, it takes place in the kidneys, in the heart, in the liver. All these tissues will then open up for pathogens to enter in, or chemicals and metals and other type of toxic substances. So, for instance, right now we're dealing with the coronavirus, which means that if you eat GMO foods, the coronavirus is more likely to be able to enter into the respiratory or into the heart or into other areas of the body, because the border, the tight junctions in the tissue is not as tight as it should be. So we're not able to control it, and we're going to put a huge amount of burden on the immune system. And what happens then? Well, they're going to overreact. So all of a sudden, the immune system goes into panic mode and start to, cytokines are produced, more macrophages, neutrophils, and so now we have this a cytokine storm, or we have that huge inflammatory reaction that takes place, and that is what can put us down, because what happens if it happens in the respiratory, all of a sudden we cannot breathe. Or if it happens in the heart, maybe it will put us in a place where we're more likely to develop a heart attack. So it has these impacts on our body that we may not think of, and that's why it is important to pay that little extra to buy organic food and stay away from GMO foods. So even though it says non-GMO, they can still have used pesticides like Roundup in the production of it. So it doesn't mean that it's organic. It just means that it has less pesticides probably, but organic is much better choice if you want to make sure that your immune system, or support your immune system. I would also like to invite you to tune in. We're doing a go-to meeting this coming Thursday at 6:30. So that's April 23rd. At 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States, you can still tune in. And it is a go-to meeting, so there will be a link that you can see in this email that will take you to, so you can sign up for the go-to meeting. And what we're going to do is just a Q&A. And it is the complete focus on the coronavirus, because I want you to be able to ask whatever question it is that you have, whatever concerns that you have, and obviously I don't know everything, but I've had the opportunity to learn a lot. So it'll be you ask, I answer, and that's the whole idea of the event. So please tune in if you have any questions, any concerns. and you'd like to ask me and see what my opinions are in regards to that. So it's this Thursday, April 23rd, 6:30 p.m. It's a go-to meeting. I look forward to seeing you there.